up, y'all? It's me, LSP. Good Tuesday morning to you. I hope you're up and doing fine, and let's get at it. It's Roseanne Tuesday. The weather here in Nashville is acting weird, and I'm not going to acknowledge it. I'm just going to tell you, yesterday we had flurries, okay? So anyway, let's move on. That's neither here nor there. Let's talk about Roseanne. I truly enjoyed this week's episode. I was able to relate to things, which is, it's because I was thinking this morning, because I was thinking about television, and does it really need to be relatable? Do you really need to feel a bond, a kindred strip? Do you need to feel that with the characters? I need to understand the characters. I don't have to necessarily understand their plight and all that. I don't need everyone on television to be like me. But considering the way Roseanne started, I just wasn't into the way they were going. But anyway, so back to last week's episode. Right out the gate, Becky with the dog, and Roseanne talking about those sad commercials. Yo, I don't have cable. I think I've told you that before. She ain't got no bed frame. We just watching Netflix. She ain't got no cable. That's me. So anyway, the sad commercial, the sad dog commercials. I mean, by the end of the evening, after watching over-the-air television, it's so sad. I don't know how often y'all see it on cable, but the sad little doggies, and oh gosh, so that was a great joke where Roseanne was like, I ain't got no money for you. I don't. Take your little sad face and you're sad. Yeah. So, I mean, she was just joking. I think that's it. At what point will we say she's joking and she's serious? TV should be an escape. I mean, I can't even really explain that, because it is. It's like she's just telling a joke. Just like last week, the joke that blew up in her face, the blackish and fresh off the boat joke. But anyway, it wasn't controversial this week, so I just want to talk about how awesome I thought it was. So she tells that joke, and then when Becky goes with new Becky, old Becky, I don't know, if you're not watching the show, then you wouldn't know this, but old Becky was trying to be a surrogate for new Becky, so they go see the doctor, the specialist, and she brings her a Fabergé egg, and presents it to Becky as a gift for giving her this wonderful gift of life and a child, right? So Jackie is like, oh, look at it, that there is a Fabergé, that's a Fabergé. And it was just cute. It was just funny. Hear Jackie say that, and I mean, it was a Fabergé egg, What else? Oh, that part when when Becky finds out that basically the doctor tells her, you have the body of a 33-year-old woman, but you have the eggs of a much older lady. Which, I don't know, Becky was lying. She was trying to say she was 33, but of course, you can lie about your age all you want. Biology will always catch up to you, So, Becky finds out she can't have babies, and that's when they talk about Mark. And Mark, the character, what's his name? Glenn Quinn. He passed away, so they did not fill the role of Mark, because that was just his role. So anyway, Becky, we're finding out that Becky basically has been in a rut since Mark's death. And, I could definitely relate to Becky and the no longer being able to have kids. This is something I never even really shared, but the morning I woke up after my hysterectomy, I'm thinking I was going to be elated with the fact that I no longer would have to be a girl once a month. I did have that feeling. I had that feeling like, oh. Although I always said I didn't want kids, when the option was removed, then it was like, But I tell y'all, that only lasted for a few moments, and then I was just, as we sit 3.5 years into this, I'm glad I did it, but it was still like, So yeah, I could relate to Becky and the not being being told you have a 5% chance of having children. But seeing Roseanne and Becky reconcile that relationship in the end, and Roseanne explaining to her why she didn't want her to give her Connor kid away or whatever, and that again, I think they really are starting. It really is starting to be like Roseanne. Roseanne has just always been an overpowering presence in her family's life, which would be much like the way she's acting. So it was a shocker because that it was just over the top in the beginning. But anyway, y'all, that's it. That was my take. Oh, and Jackie and the dog. When they told Jackie she was too old to adopt a dog, that was funny. That was funny. But they're like, but Jackie's the perfect thing. Nope, you're too old and you could die and the dog would be left alone. Like, so anyway, y'all, that's it. That was my take on Roseanne this past week. I really enjoyed it. Spoiler alert, just a little bit for this week. David's coming back. So I'll be interested in watching this one. Anyway, y'all, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. As always, no fear and no regrets. You're awesome.
Quiet.